Hey everybody, AZ Badfish here. Welcome back to PrimeFools. In the last episode, we worked on some cow stuff, and today I am out in the Nether. This is my very first portal. I'm sure you guys remember. I've actually built a long tunnel up in the Nether ceiling to my new one, but right next to my old portal, if you check this out, Super Turtle has actually built for us a Wither skeleton farm. So that is pretty sweet. Now, I've managed to get a drop of evil. That's actually the second one, because I've got a cursed lasso. And I'm trying to catch a ghast. And if you've been following any FoolCraft series, I'm sure you probably know why I'm trying to catch a ghast. But, yep, I've got my cursed lasso now, and that is the last thing I need for the angel ring, which will let me fly. Of course, I'm going to need to find a much safer spot to try and catch a ghast, I think. Oh man, I got one. Oh. Yeah, sorry, I wasn't able to get it recording. I was, wasn't able to hit the button fast enough. He basically spawned right in front of me, and it happened real quick, but I got one. Hey, get out of here. You can't hurt me. I got the creeper thing. You could blow up right in front of me and it wouldn't do nothing. Okay, can I do /home from inside the Nether? No. Oh, but I can. Oh, it's not that. It's /home AZ Badfish. Nice. Oh no, it's not loaded. Okay, at least the bed's loaded enough so I can sleep. Alright, so now that I've got the cursed lasso in there, I can check out the angel ring. Now, on mine, you can't actually see it. It's all invisible. Go in here. So, cursed lasso, got it. Got the bat. I have the ring of the flying squid. I'm pretty sure I have all of that stuff, except for a piece of coal, which, if I am correct, well, I have a block of coal. Good enough. We'll hit that in there, and nice. We got our angel ring, and then we can put all of these things back in there. Now, I know that this requires GP. Oh, why did it do that? I click on that, and then I click on that. This one? Nope. Ah, that one. No. That's my offhand. Right, so these rings use grid power, and these water mills are part of that grid power. And the way I understand it, grid power is basically a personal grid that just like follows you everywhere, right? It's like, so you can see, if I look at this, my grid power right now, I'm using some out of 22, and that's because I'm actually using grid power with a resonator to make more stone burnt, which is the material you need to make these types of things. If I go back, or watermelon, yeah, these things. So I'm making up some of those. And now I still cannot seem to get this to work. Do I need to like... No. I can't put it on my chest piece. Can I really not do this in here? Aha! I figured it out. So one of them is from this Angel Ring 2 Bauble pack, and then the other one is from Extra Utilities 2. And they're interchangeable, so you put one of these into the crafting bench, it'll give you the other one. But only the Angel Ring 2 and Baubles is one you can put on. And of course, once I get added 2 more of these, and I've got 44 grid power now, this thing only takes 32, so I can fly now. And it's pretty cool because this grid power is what powers it, and that follows me wherever I go as long as this is loaded, which means that after AFKing for another half hour or so at the zombie farm to get an ender pearl, I should be able to make a... Ooh, I can make books with blank patterns. That's good to know. I can make a book. And then using that book, I can make an enchanting table. And then using that enchanting table, I can make a chunk loader. Ender pearl. Da-da-da. Oh, how anticlimactic. Climactic. Anticlimac. How not as interesting as I thought it was going to be. Like I said, I can use that to make a chunk loader. And then we can use this chunk loader to keep our watermills loaded regardless of where we are in the world, and that will mean we can fly everywhere. So if I put this guy right here, right, I'll probably end up moving him, but for now this is fine. I want to just take this down to one chunk and show me the lasers. Oh, so it's actually, it loads the chunk that it's in, not 16 blocks out, centered on that. Interesting. Alright, well that's good to know. So yeah, we are just loading this one chunk in because I don't need all this other stuff running all the time. Okay, so it's been a little while since the last clip. Actually, if I'm being honest, it's been several hours. It's now the next day for me. And actually, right after the last clip, Skoozi came over and he actually showed me how to really use the warp stone. Now, I'm sure the helpful folks of you in the comments were probably going nuts because I was doing it wrong, right? This warp stone thingy that you use to actually craft this waystone pillar is what you actually use to link up with the waystones, right? So you make another, after you make your pillar, you make another warp stone, you right click on it to link it, and then if you hold right click, you kind of use it, and you can see all the different destinations, the different bases and waystones that you have collected or connected. Well, I guess it's kind of like collecting them. Anyways, that's how that works. So as you saw there, I have been out to Skoozi's base because he helped me out, and just like 2 minutes ago, I was out at Vidargavia's base. I actually gave him a waystone and the ender pearls and dye he would need to make his own warp stone because I'm out of emeralds, you guys. I'm actually running low on a lot of precious metals like diamonds and even iron. Actually, I would really like to find an iron cow. Something else. The reason that Skoozi came out is he gave me this infinity laser. This thing is absolutely ridiculous, you guys. This is actually why I wanted an infinity cow. But check this out. There's almost like I don't think there's a max range on it. I think if the mob is close enough for you to be able to see it, you're close enough to be able to shoot it. And it's pretty much one hit kill for pretty much every type of mob and that I've encountered so far, and that includes the nether. And yeah, that's pretty cool. So I mean, zombie pigmen aren't a problem. If I see one with a cool hat, I can take them out now. One of the coolest features of this laser is, of course, that you can link it with a chest. You shift right click it with a chest, and now any loot. This does not work for loot bags, by the way, but any drops that those guys, that cow and those chickens that I just killed, yeah, their drops are in this chest. So yeah, I've actually been out in the nether for a very long time, going through nether, whatever you call them, fortresses. And I have been hunting nether quartz chicken. Oh, by the way, this thing is now unbreakable luck 3 and it's got 1 beheading on it. I'm going to add more beheading, and then if I have enough modifiers after max beheading, I'll just start throwing quartz on it for more damage, just in case some of the bosses. But yeah, nether quartz chicken. I've been looking for hours, at least 3 hours. I've spent so long looking through the nether, and I could not find one, you guys. Not a single one. And that's because I've been busy with chickens. This is something else that I have been doing off camera, and it got so far just by me going, all right, I should really do a clip and bring everybody in so that so everybody could see what's up. But But I was like, no, let me get a little bit more prepared. Let me understand a little bit more what I'm doing, and that just kept happening over and over and over again. So real quick, let me show you guys what all I've got going on. Sadly, I was unable to find another quartz chicken to demonstrate this next bit to you. Let me just grab this because I'm going to need it in a second. So this is a rooster. His purpose is basically to breed with chickens. He can breed with any type of chicken. All you got to do, you right click him. He's got an inventory. You give him seeds, and as long as his rooster stud muffin tank is full, he can breed with a chicken. Now, I'm pretty sure he's got a cooldown like other chickens, but he could breed with any type of chicken. So if you only have one, like I only had one glowstone egg originally, and now I've got many glowstone chickens. You could plop him in here. So that's what I was going to do with another quartz chicken to show you. You plop him in here, and he'll breed, and then you'll get a whatever type of chicken egg. In this pack with these mods, chickens, at least the non-vanilla chickens. To be honest, I haven't tried breeding vanilla chickens, but these chickens do not just have a baby chicken; they have eggs. So what you need is a hatchery area. So you need basically an egg nest, and that's pretty much all you need. But a redstone lamp over the top of it will make them hatch faster. These chicken feeders, this one is empty. This one is also empty. Crap. I'm gonna need to get my wheat field automated soon. As I'm basically out of seeds at this point. So I need the rest of the seeds I'm saving, because I think I only have 44 seeds. That's it. And this is all the wheat and hay bales I have left too. These, by the way, take 3 big hay bales each to make, so it's a bit expensive. But yeah. So yeah, the chicken feeder will make the babies grow up faster. The eggs hatch into babies. When you have these around, the babies will grow up faster. The hen house basically just collects any of the special drops. It does not collect any of the chicken manure, sadly. Okay, slept that night away, and alright, so of course, breeding a chicken with the rooster is not the only way to get eggs. You can breed the chickens manually, just like in vanilla. You give them each a seed, and they'll pop out, of course, an egg. And I think you can crossbreed them that way too. I'm not 100% sure on that, but yeah. So you, of course, you pop your egg in here. And something important to know about these chickens is if I come in here and I get this chicken analyzer and I look at this chicken, you'll notice, Wayla doesn't tell me too much, but the first time I right click on this chicken, now suddenly I can see a bunch more stats. Now that's even if I don't have the analyzer in my hand. So there's a tier, which isn't really that important of a number if you think of it more on a crossbreeding chain, like an evolutionary tree type deal, is basically how far down the tree, like how many levels down it is. That's not super important. What is important, though, is the growth, the gain, and the strength. And as I understand it, the growth is obviously how fast the babies grow up and how fast it can lay eggs, and how fast it can reproduce. Growth is what I just said. Gain is like how much of the item it lays at once. So like this case, it's a glowstone chicken. You can get it to lay more than one piece of dust at a time, basically. And strength is, I think, how likely it is to pass on his own stats to his offspring. So the highest numbers are 10, 10, and 10. So that is what you're shooting for. So what you do, of course, you want to breed your chickens. And you, as I said, you could do the rooster, you could do it manually, but the best way is these nesting pens. So you pop your chickens in here, and I've got a whole bunch set up, and when there's 2 next to each other, they will breed together. You don't even need to give them seeds or anything. So I've got all of these different pens together. I've got flint chickens, I've got log chickens, redstone, sand, glowstone, and bone white. Now bone white, log chickens, flint chickens, and sand chickens were the only ones I found out naturally. The glowstone and redstone chickens I found in loot bags, actually, from the zombie farm. So that's pretty cool. And yeah, so what I've been doing is just kind of breeding them together, coming through here, and wow, that's a lot of stuff there. That's a garbage egg. So what I've been doing is occasionally letting them breed together and then coming through and check out these numbers now, like 675, 445 on the glowstone, but a log chicken 665. So I'm getting up there like a sand chicken. I've even got an 8 now. So it's basically they breed together and you get a little bit higher numbers each time, and then you swap them out up here. So that's what I'm going to be doing for a while, and because my plan is to get all of these base chickens that I've got up to 10s, so that way when I crossbreed them for the other types, they're already hopefully also 10s. And finally, of course, I've got this last pen with its own hen house. Again, those things do not pick up the chicken manure. But this is just collecting items from the chickens that have pretty low scores that I don't need anymore. And I'm looking forward to having that party hat buddy. But they're just hanging out here for a while until it's time to cull them down. So yeah, I'm going to do this for a while, and I'll come back to you hopefully when I have 10s. And I'll probably go out and spend some more time in the nether looking for quartz chicken. I don't know, I've spent so much time already, and I just can't find one. Hopefully I'm not doing something wrong. Alright guys, I'm back, and I've done it. I've gone through the grind, and now all of these chickens have max level stats. If I were to pick any one of them, any random one, let's just pick this guy right here, you. Whoop, not the inventory, shift right click, and look at him, 10, 10, 10. So, all of these guys are max level stats, and they are seriously pumping out some items at level 10. As you can see, I've also been saving up some of their eggs just so I can have some in case anything bad happens to them. But yeah, like right now, I've got a ton of stuff from these guys, and that's just from the leveling period. I haven't even got this sorted out, but I have had the idea now. Well, okay, so this is like the breeding setup, right? Another way to set this up would be to do like a checkerboard pattern where there's not any one that's directly right next to another one. And that way you could just collect their drops, right? They wouldn't actually be breeding. You wouldn't be getting a bunch of chickens. And that would take up a bunch of space. Of course, the other way to do that, rather than do a whole bunch of nesting pens, would be to just have something like this. You wouldn't need the nests or the feeders or the lamps or anything. Just a 9x9 with a house in the middle, and you could collect their drops that way. You could do it with that's actually a lot cheaper and might end up saving on space. Of course, you'd have a bunch of chickens. I don't know if they just don't make noise when they're in there. I guess I have my friendly creatures turned down quite a bit because I was working underneath those cows the other day, and that was driving me nuts. Yeah, okay, so they do make noise. So I guess it doesn't matter. Either way, noise level, right? Silly me. Okay, so one of the things I want to do real quickly with these chickens is I want to... Oh, yeah, V just came back. Hey, welcome back. Vidargavia. Been gone for a little bit. As I want to grab one of these backpacks. And I think if I shift right click, yeah, I can name it. So I'm going to name this Tens. Click name. Right? So, alright, cool. So, nice. So what I want to do is I want to... I guess... Man, do I even have enough? I'm going to have to make some animal nets. But I want to collect all of these guys in animal nets, put them in the bag along with all of their eggs, just so I'll have them separated. But I do want to wait till I get 3 stacks of each kind of egg. But yeah, I'm going to do that and be right back. Alright, this stuff is a bit more cleaned up now, looking a little bit better. I've just been waiting for these guys to finish up their eggs, but, you know, I'm kind of tired of waiting. And it's interesting that these two, the Flint and the Ghost White, would be the ones that are left that I'm waiting on, because I'm pretty sure that if I breed these guys together, so actually I do need this empty one, like this, and if I put this guy here, now these are all 10s, and I'm pretty sure this is how you make an iron chicken, is by breeding the bone white and the flint chicken, I think. I might go double check that, but I'm 99% sure that's how that works. So yeah, because these are 10s, I'm hoping that any egg that they drop for an iron chicken here is also going to be a 10. Aha! It works! So now we will come over here. Oop, pop this guy right in there. And once he's grown up, you can run over here and check this guy out. he looks kind of like an iron golem. That's cool. We'll pick him up, and then we will drop him in the pen with the rooster if I get the right net. There we go. And if I'm right about this, I should get, yeah, a 10, 10, 10 egg. Awesome. All right. So I guess this guy can just go in the nest, and then once this new egg grows up, I'll put them together and wait around and grab some. Oop. Well, that was lucky, I think. I accidentally shift right clicked, and I managed to get a chicken. That was really lucky, I think. All right, so we'll let him grow up, and then I'll join him in here, and then we'll get some iron, and we'll get some more eggs, and then we'll box these guys up with the rest of them. Just 2 more eggs for you. I also suppose that means I don't need this side of the operation any longer. We can take some of that back. Grab our conduit stuff back. Alright guys, I am back, and let's just clear up this guy real quick. There we go. I'm back, and I've actually cleared up all the chicken stuff. This was meant to be temporary, just for me to kind of figure out how everything works and what kind of spatial requirements. I've just got these 2 chickens left while I'm building up their iron eggs, so I can have a little bit of a stock of those. Yeah, this episode was never actually meant to be about chickens. I was going to do a few things with chickens, but I had some other plans. I guess we'll have to get to them in later episodes. But yeah, I wanted to mention, though, a few other things. When I was hanging out with Skoozi earlier, he showed me about turning off explosions in your claim chunks. So what I did was I created a team for myself, and then I went into the team settings, and I turned off enable explosions in claim chunks. And I've also changed block interactions to everyone. So this isn't really doing anything as far as like a normal team config. It allows everybody to interact with stuff in my claim chunks just like they normally would. The only thing is it's now inside of my claim chunks, which we can see by going to E and then clicking the claim chunks thing, as creepers can't explode. And I wanted to make sure everyone could interact, because I learned with Skoozi that you have to have that. They have to be able to interact with blocks, obviously, otherwise they can't link up with your waystone. So that's a thing. Something else I wanted to show you guys real quick before we head out is I've got a few more cows in here now, and this block right here, the elevator block, is awesome. So I'm standing on it, I push shift, and I elevate down a few blocks. If you're standing on an elevator block and there's an elevator block below you and you hit shift, you'll go down. Or if there's one above you and you hit space and jump up, you'll go up to it. And there doesn't seem to be any limitations to this. I tried it out in creative. It actually worked. I put one on bedrock at the bottom and built one at build limit at the top, and it still worked. So that was pretty awesome, even through the world. So like through solid blocks, 60, 70 blocks of solid block. Yeah, it still worked. It was pretty crazy. That thing's pretty OP, and I love it. So I've got a few other things here that y'all might be interested in. I've got a bucket now of essence, which I think is mob essence, which we're going to need pretty soon here for our auto spawner. And a bucket of infinity, which is pretty cool. I don't really have much use for it right now, but we'll see. Over here, though, I've got a liquid meat cow. That's pretty awesome. So it works just like all the other ones. Goes into this fluid tank, but then instead of going into a casting basin or a drum or something, it goes into this meat packer. And I've got the meat packer connected to the power up above, which, by the way, check out these conduit facades, right? It's just a fake block. You can make it look like anything you want, and you can see through it when you've got other conduits. in your hand. But yeah, that's pretty cool. So this liquid meat goes into this meat packer, and it creates these raw meat ingots, which I've got going straight into a redstone furnace, and it's cooking them up. And this food is awesome. Look at that, 5 chunks of hunger, and I think that's 8 bits of saturation. You can go from completely hungry to completely full and completely full saturation in just 2 pieces. So that's pretty awesome food, and I've got a bunch of it. But yeah, alright guys, so there was a bunch of other things that I wanted to do in this episode. Got a little scatterbrained. I'm going to try to rein it in though, and get a little bit more focused, because we got stuff to do, man. I want to get an Enderman spawner going real soon. I think we're probably going to do that in the next episode, because I've got all of the things I think that I'm going to need to do it. And yeah, I really want to get started thinking on a house. That's actually why I've taken down the chicken stuff, because I really want to get a permanent base structure, like a living structure. And then once I've got that in place, I can kind of figure out where I want to put the rest of it and how all that stuff's going to work. So hope you guys enjoyed the episode. I know I had fun doing it. It was a bit of a grindy one. I still have not found a quartz chicken. If you guys know anything about these magical, mythical quartz chickens, please let me know, because I spent probably a combined 5-6 hours maybe for this episode searching around in the nether, mostly in fortresses. Couldn't find any. But yeah, if you guys like this episode, please do leave it a like, leave me a comment down below, let me know what you think about everything. If you've got any suggestions, you saw me do anything wrong. I'm pretty new to modded. I'm still figuring all this stuff out, but I think I'm doing an alright job. Make sure you hit subscribe if you're enjoying the content so you don't miss anything. Check out the other PrimeFools. Their links are in my description as always. And until next time, you guys, I'll see you later. Bye bye.